position on the committee for something in the region of 20 odd years. At that particular, from in the space of the committee, that was, I'm not sure the year it was like, but it lasted that length of time anyway, and I was still attending South Board meetings, county board meetings, club meetings, managed teams, all in that space of time.
You mentioned, we were talking earlier about the relationship between the church and the clergy. What do you think of the relationship between clubs and the county board?
Oh, well,
do you think clubs are very much burdened by
no,
to the county board?
I will be of the opinion if more people went to county boards meetings, they would know what the county board does. It's even within your own club, you know, you're inclined to think that the county board are there to clean the clubs, but they don't. They have the work to do as well. And I think by going to these meetings you learn how it is run and what it takes to run it. It's very easy to criticise county boards for what they do and what they don't do, but when you're there, it's a different thing. You sort of come round a wee bit to their way of thinking.
Attracta, you mentioned earlier there about your daughter being in Australia. In the present climate, immigration figures are climbing very high in Ireland. Do you think this will reflect on the GAA and local clubs like this one?
I think it will, certainly. I was just more or less looking up, there's about 12 from the local area here. If they're not in America, Canada and Australia, and it's only within a 1 mile radius of the house here, not even maybe a mile. I was just counting that there's about 12, you know. It is hit, and it is hitting all counties, but especially small areas like us, we suffer, I would say, big time. Like at the moment we are suffering, but
both the ladies team in the area and the boys.
And the boys,
yeah.
because we would have a very small mix to pick from, and naturally when you're quite small in number, it'll, what do you call it, it'll affect
Talking
us.
about the girls there, I believe there's an All-Ireland medal in the house, is that right?
Aye, well there's, Orla has one, well she's away now, but Dervlis is here, it's up there actually. There's the National League, the one that year, the one the Ulster, and the one the All-Ireland.
This was with
in
Armagh.
In 2005, wasn't it? 2005, yeah. What do you call it?
This is a change in role, like, you know, we always heard there was proud fathers being proud of their sons, but now we have proud mothers.
Oh, yeah, very proud now. Very proud, like the two of them, Orla played on the team that day, and Dervla was on the panel. She wasn't on, but she was, what do you call it, she was on the panel. She was in Liverpool now when won that there, but she was only coming back and forward. But what do you call it, very proud now, just as we were when Armagh won the All-Ireland, and that there's good achievement.
So you have a fairly substantial record of service to the local GAA club yourself.
Yeah, well, what do I say now? I was the youth leader for quite a few years. At one stage, assistant treasurer, committee member, used to take the bulletins on a monthly basis, and at present I'm the scoreboard attendant. Just more or less along the lines and that there. But was very happy to be involved.
How many years were you on the committee?
I really don't know, about 20 odd years I would say in that there. Yeah.
The other new thing, which is I suppose a reflection of society, is the rise of women within the GAA, and they're holding up very important posts now in the GAA. You'll see that big difference from you were first involved to now. First
involved, there would have been very few women in the GAA. Although when I went on the Summon committee first, there were about 4 ladies on the committee, in the Summon's own committee, but overall women in general in the GAA would have been in the minority. But we here in the Summon would have had about 4 when I went for quite a few years, and that there, but it has fallen by the wayside, you know, more recently now. But
So your term on the on the committee, you found the men took you very well. Take for instance the recent controversy there over the lineswoman, shall we say, in England, and there was a few people making snide remarks about her and all the rest. You never found any of that?
never nothing of that, I would have to say, in someone. No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have found that.
Aye. Sean, another thing that's creeping through the GAA now is all this word professionalism, and we all know that the GAA is founded and maintained by volunteers.
Yeah.
Have you any thoughts on that?
Well, I have a story on that. I was in a prominent sponsor's house of Armagh one time recently, and we were discussing professionalism in Armagh, namely money, and he said to me, I was disagreeing with him with the amount of much money it was floating around, and he said to me, well, it has to be done, you have to get this money, which I agree with, it takes so much to run these things. But he said to me, he says, if Armagh wanted a lot of money, they wouldn't be coming to me. But answer I made to him was, if the referee in the local area is looking an umpire or a lines person to go to the match in the middle of the week, I says they don't go to you.
Yeah.
So I am one of the volunteers, and they probably play a good role too. They put in the money, but there's a fine line. They mustn't forget about the volunteers.
And you think they can sit side by side in the GAA, or is one going to erode the other? You know?
Well, if they keep both sides happy, try to keep both sides happy, that they do appreciate the men that puts in the work on a Saturday morning and a Sunday evening, when there's nobody looking at them.
You're both long time involved with the local club, and what's your thoughts and opinion? What good does a club do in an area? From our earlier conversation there was a time when there was no club here, now there is. What good does it do in the area? Attracta.
I think with regard to Lissommon, it's, along with the church, with the chapel, it's the only focal point within our community, and I think it is great. When we have no school here now, I think it plays a major role, you know, within the community, from an underage up. You know, you have the various football teams, you have the little things, the Christmas parties, you have all the little things that the children are involved in. I think it plays a major role within our.
You mentioned a couple of other things there. It's not just GAA that the club, the local club, is responsible for. They go into other areas. Describe the Christmas party thing there that you said.
Yeah, well, it's volunteers from our own area that more or less organises the Christmas, the nativity play, the Santa Claus, you know, all the different things, and that takes a lot of time of local volunteers and that there.
So there's been a bit of drama in the area
There's
too,
been
as a result of the GAA club.
Drama in the area down through the years. We also had there was always plays and different things going on down the years. Maybe not as much now as what they used to be, but what do you call it, played a major role, you know, in shaping the children's future and making them, you know, with no school in the area. I think it's very important to have.
Have you any thoughts on the merits of having a club in the area?
Oh, very important, because young people, you take for instance tonight, actually I was over in the club there, and there's 2 or 3 local players who play on the football team is coaching the young people in the club, which is a great thing to be part of them young fellas are doing for the club. And on the Christmas party, all the young children come to the Christmas party, and then on that particular night all the aunts, uncles, grandaunts and grannies all come along to see them playing, and it's a major night in the calendar of the summer. It's a night that everybody seems to get behind and has a great community night. Yeah.
This is a mixed area across the community, which is it's something different in Northern Ireland, which you don't get in other parts of Ireland. Do you see the GAA making any strides there across the community?
Well, I would like to think so.
What about this club? Is it making any strides in that area?
I think it is, yeah. I do think it is, yeah. Yeah.
You have some playing members?
Yeah, there's a few, there's a few coming in to play now, yeah. I wouldn't be involved in the youth club at the minute, but what I'm led to believe, there is a few people coming in, and the local people in down the area that do talk about the club in general, and they do see, you know, what's going on in the area, and they think very well of it.
And finally, just when we're on that subject, your playing career and all came through a lot of the troubles we have here in the north, and it must have affected the game and affected the life of the clubs. Have you any thoughts on that?
Very much so. It was at the height of the troubles, as they talk about. There was different nights there you'll be training in the field of about 20 or 24 boys now, and we were told by the local police how to take precautions and watch your security and different things like that there.
What about going to matches there?
So going to matches, you're always afraid of something happening, you know, where the big crowds assemble. But generally, it was nothing ever happened in that way. So
Southboard meetings. Southboard meetings.
No, I would have been covered. I was a delegate for the South Board, which the meetings would be held in upper end of South Armagh, and I used to be coming for meetings maybe 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I can tell you I wasn't too happy on many occasions. But
I was told earlier that that meetings were stopped being held in the local hall in this area. That actually it was decided to hold them in houses.
People's houses.
What was the reason of that?
Well, it's security again. You know, I was a SI son on the committee that we had to go to different houses for different meetings
Rather than
go to the premises and put on lights, and lucky enough there's nothing ever happened. Thank God for it.
So finally, what do you think of the future? Is there a good future, or is things going to be tough? Attracta.
Well, on the economic front now, you know, it's not going to be easy if people's unemployed and that there with regard to it. But hopefully sport will be able to maybe keep people more or less occupied in that. But I think you will have a lot of, I think it'll be tough enough to keep people in the country if they've no work. I think there's so much emigration at the moment. As I was saying previously, there's so many out of the country at the moment, but please God, it'll come back again.
I would like, I can see with the recession and the economic conditions that the GAA will play a bigger role as far as community is concerned, for the simple reason that young people over the last 10 years go out a lot, spend lots of money. I hope that it'll turn full circle where we be fit to use our local GAA clubs to facilitate and run functions that people will be glad to come to when money is not so plentiful as it was over the past 10 years. I can see it turning a full circle.
Well, there we had some of the thoughts and memories of a very, very staunch GAA couple, Sean and Attracta, and their family, and how they're still involved very much to this day in the local life of the GAA. So, Gora Mila Mayogat, Sean agus Attracta.